when you watch KOFI TV, you'll be guilty. Yeah, you'll become guilty. So if you don't want to see it, you'll be vanishing. Yeah, for eventually. Yeah.
A smart 8K. In Netflix, it's on YouTube. And after you say you go, and you send the boss to be go. Kafab, young conquer promo. It's a price no, aye easy. Oh, machine way. A energy saving. A sign keeping me no more fresh, side by side. Fridge ni, freezer so ni. Now we man told. Kafam young conquer promo no. We told TV no at easy price. And you do so check. Wow. Kafam young conquer promo ti. Abusafo ni fi kura bi twama num. 6 burner gas oven. Ne bo fufu chicken inside. Me tell any asan chairman rice cooker. Kafam atiti home appliances ne so. Na chanye ne de bebre. Menyamu blender. Menyamu kettle. Masenyamu microwave oven. Kafam yen kokwa promo no. Ayese wakoto anwamo. Nya cho banku ni na aka ho. Chochofocho. Aduane ye de. Kohwegu. Ajimada. Sebe say de. Dia.
Awards, USA.
Hello there, it's here. The Ghana Music Awards USA.
The night you've been waiting for.
Ghana Music Awards, USA.
The night of glitz and glamour. The night that has never happened in the Ghanaian entertainment and music industry. That night where Ghana meets America on one TV screen. The night full of excitement. Ghana Music Awards USA 2020.
The Ghana Music Awards USA.
The Ghana Music Awards USA. Ghana Music Awards.
Now the question is, who will make history at the grand finale? Who wins the Ultimate Artist of the Year, both in Ghana and America? Ghana Music Awards USA, celebrating our culture, music, and our stars. This event is brought to you by Don's Music Production, Gem Media, High Life Media, and 2G's Entertainment, powered by Creative House and KOFI TV. This October shall be big.
Jona mama akwaba edewaba KOFI TV so live as usual ba bedi nkomo we nkomo no format na answer na ebedi nkomo no ebehwe video we in fact ye share the lessons award ye esie no emu mene ebusuafo ekasa yes okay a interview we got the other side of it manya be ma na ebusuafo no ebi but time wo mo de am for the interview no time no dru ho a ye be disa enkomo no but the matter ne say osofo watwitu e de ekum na ire. That is the story. Police for etuwana mo ya chino asabre oda ban kukumu a hwana mo ntu aka nyina no mpanimfo etu but dey na see ye ayekofa we eba ye ebia na obi hweye no no nso a similar situation mu fi say abra issue ne ba ye no obi asem o ka kire me ne say ofi this issue abrochire bebre no a ekomu and say yedi ho enkomo enenti ede ba bedi ho enkomo na Counsellor Lutterodt ewo ha yene no ebedi enkomo afasa asemi eho na mebe share interview asia na menya call achimota ho no achimota he ya more no opposite abrantie ba ko ono ewo this side na the girl at the other side again our friend say wafeno na instead of say obe food bridge no wa cross ross amaka bono atete no kra na we o sra oge na ka bo wo kwan mu e be hwe ne botom kra bia na CDs egugu ne botom asemu kansa majo
Ghanaian musician.
Onye musician adai
Because you should go to not
CD me chere a condom.
Now I can condom now can CDs and say oh musician. And then I'm still condom ne bwana.
Oh no. Na me man code keke.
The condom is CD.
Yeah.
Do say Russian go that's say I'm pass a branch or cross kwan na or kon girl ho. Na you hwe ni bottom CDs ne woman. It's a breakthrough for Ghana.
It's a breakthrough. Okay, that means
it's a breakthrough for Ghana. Not just say, no could a woman say, yang your way, or friend day, your educational pattern is standardized. Not just say your sex education could be acquired. Not just say, baby, I do this here. Yeah, better.
Okay. My answer na yen fix or sound no but yen share this video the see here or American reckon one say yen share this video na message
no no it's not okay Barbara it's not okay you cannot defend him it's not okay
Call the cops.
Do you see what he just did? No, Barbara. No, Barbara, I'm tired of you. No, I'm tired of you now. No, absolutely not. Do you? I know that I understand. I get it.
We are not going to come down. We are not going to fucking come down. I came in here and I told you sit back. I told you we are not here to argue with you. Why did you fucking attack her? Why did you attack her?
Can you come down?
I'm not going to come down because you started this.
Let me go.
You're going to go to the other room and you're not going to come out.
Barbara, what about that one?
Fuck you up. I'm telling you.
Barbara, that folder.
That's the divorce document.
Get up and go to your fucking room.
No.
I don't know what the fuck is wrong
Barbara,
with you.
move.
Keep acting up, I'll fuck you up. No, try me. All right. Try me. Okay. Try me. All right. Try me.
No, it's all right. Why? It was unnecessary.
Don't give him the chance to bring these things.
Don't do that, Barbara. What if you came here by yourself?
But isn't this the same sister like you? You fucked up? What did I fuck up about my sister? What did I fuck up about my sister?
Perry, what did I tell you? Let him go in the room. Perry.
Perry, leave him alone.
You should go. We don't need this, right? Okay. All right. You are the same person who supported me at the wedding, right? I was supporting you at the wedding because you were fake. You were fake. You were lying.
Perry.
You were fake. You and everybody that follows you. You were fake. I supported you because I thought you were different. I thought you were not like your family. Yes, I'm here to support
The same sister.
And I'll always
the pastor told you that she was a witch.
Which pastor?
Am I right?
Pastor. Name that pastor. Which pastor told me my sister's name?
The same sisters.
Which pastor? Name the pastor. You are a pastor. You.
Whoa.
You don't know whether you are or not you are a pastor, my friend. Get the fuck out of here before I fuck you up. We didn't come here for you. We did not come here for you. Don't let me hurt you. Leave. We didn't come here for you. We came to get something.
Can I promise you something?
Promise me.
If I don't kill your sister, then me, I am sick.
You got the video, right?
Yeah, I got it.
Right, call the cops.
No,
No, call the cops, Jen. No.
Barbara, stop that.
Tanya, you don't play with threats like this. Jen, I'm calling the cops. No, you don't play with threats. Please call the cops. It should escalate. He's threatening you in front of me. He said he's going to kill you. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for?
All right, just make sure it's there so we can go. If that's it, let's go. Let's just get the hell out of here.
Is it it? Yeah. Okay.
Make sure it's... Let's get out of here. We ain't coming here no more, Barbara. You lost all this.
You heard what he said?
Is there anything else you need to get? Barbara, we're done.
Whatever you want to get.
Yeah, we're done. Oh, you lost all this.
no, I'm going to come back for it.
You gonna come back for what?
To
No, it's okay. It's okay, Barbara. It's another debt that can be paid off. Debt is debt. You cannot replace debt with life, and vice versa. It's gone. This ain't yours no more. Imagine if you come here by yourself.
Even with us over here, he still attacked you. Fabian, don't play with these things.
Why is this a joke to
You
you?
may not want to have him arrested, but you have to make a police report. You have to have a police report for future sake. The police need to make a report.
No, I'm going to use this so you can get a restraining order.
Yeah. And make sure he's not coming in. Can you come look for my glasses, Fabian? Look for my glasses so I can make sure he's not coming in. If he fell over there when he's cuffing.
Watch your car. Make sure he's not going in.
Oh, I'll fuck him up.
Don't go outside. Just look. No. No. No, it's not okay, Barbara. It's not okay. You cannot defend him. It's not okay.
Call the cops.
Do you see what he just did? No, Barbara. No, Barbara, I'm tired of you. No, I'm tired of you now. No, absolutely not. Do you? I know that. I understand. I get it.
We are not going to fucking talk. We are not going to fucking talk. I came in here and I told you sit back. I told you we are not here to argue with you. Why did you fucking attack her? Why did you attack her? Can you come down? I'm not going to come down because you started this. Here, let me go. You're going to go to the other room and you're not going to come out.
Barbara, what about that one?
Fuck you up. I'm telling you.
Barbara, that folder.
That's the divorce document.
Get up and go to your fucking room.
No.
I don't know.
No. No. No, it's not okay, Barbara. It's not okay. You cannot defend him. It's not okay.
Call the cops.
Do you see what he just did? No, Barbara. No, Barbara, I'm tired of you. No, I'm tired of you now. No, absolutely not. Do you? I know that. I understand. I get it.
We are not going to fucking talk. We are not going to fucking talk. I came in here and I told you sit back. I told you we are not here to argue with you. Why did you fucking attack her? Why did you attack her? Can you come down? I'm not going to come down because you started this. Here, let me go. You're going to go to the other room and you're not going to come out.
Barbara, what about that one?
Fuck you up. I'm telling you.
Barbara, that folder.
That's the divorce document.
Get up and go to your fucking room.
No.
I don't know what the fuck is wrong
Barbara,
with you.
move.
Keep acting up, I'll fuck you up. No, try me. All right. Try me. Okay. Try me. All right. Try me.
No, it's all right. Why? It was unnecessary.
Don't give him the chance to bring these things.
Don't do that, Barbara. What if you came here by yourself?
But isn't this the same sister that you fucked up? What did I fuck up about my sister? What did I fuck up about my sister?
Perry, what did I tell you?
Yeah, na nebo ya kise ohwemu na hu Barbara ma pain no mo be ma busua nso hyeden ewo America baby a wo mu ewo bia it's a sad development asemo a esi no areho nanso no sometimes ya dey can say the obituary of the dead is a warning to the living onam na hu say obi ewu na yede nemfoni aboban ho a na ye afutuo de ama yen aye ate asefo se debi se ya na ye de mebabo ha debi se ya na ye betwere me ho nsem de abo ha eden ne ye twero eba ne se ya so obi asem etumi ye afutuo de ma obi eno na ama ye ba bedi sa enkomoi we say okay mo join ye mama kwaba please stop the video ohene ba aidan video no maneye something kansa
Kofi na meka asampapa bi a esi wo Ghana se ye no kra se abrantie na enyame fa ne krensie ka ball no a okọ ne girl on condom she no botum a asempa. It means our sex education is taking shape.
Okay.
Because CS friend was it comprehensive sexual education no manje antum it's a must say non-cultural but condom no and stop him from childbirth And I am YM for spacing of childbirth, but it was trying to manage us from irresponsible childbirth. And controlling our sexuality because in Kwalano abstinence no omompe. Yen shiso yanwe and omope. And I yes answer no mo nkwasi abamaya e ma yembre ye hwe de enya. Eti nyame fa branche de crazy na ya food bridge na afala requirements so na ebowa. Minim say some brand bi wo kuro mu ha na minim train there. But minim say when you J
working it's Yamra, but
Ghana
it's but na Ghana the whole world can't be anywhere warm ratchet.
Ah, okay. Na see any amran be adwuma.
Amran wo ho but say
ni use na eden well. Oh, okay. It's a bridge wo ho. Now people can demonstrate against the government for bridge. Adenta mekai. Na so then crofo still use a jump it.
Yeah.
Okay, almost say where the bridge is far from where they want to go from. But when they were demonstrating for the continuation of the bridge they saw. So I think this is the time obi say no. Ka na bo na wie na say ye ma ni busuafo tua owo na wawu na say ya lose. We were registered that. Mama lose 1 vote, Akufo lose 1 vote. Ekwadonko lose 1 vote. Yeah bro, gum. Onuzo lose 1 vote. Ayarga lose 1 vote. PNC lose 1 vote. What say resources kwa? Anya natural dem. Enti Kofi, ye fanya disua e ma ye say where there's a food bridge. I see women on SDA, unim SDA adenta. Oba ne ba climbing over. I see us to be animals. Say I had nice bridge awie. Near the conson sana mo frɛ wotwi mu no.
Yeah.
Up to in fifth media no so because obi be fam. Me hu say ye jimi for. I see we are in an animal world. A nice bridge. What go call it? Kokolebu emergency. Who call kolebu emergency? Any more. Once you are in conson we be go. Enya krofo ntie o. En krofo tna sa hono. Opam won krofo ntie. Ka bakra omuma ka na kwantie ni conson I think our behavior is as a result of bad parenting. Sa sami njai kanda. Until we get rid of the zookeeping mentality and begin to train people to grow well, we will not get assets to use. Yen hwe ni ye. Na yen hwe ya brabo yasma kan obi asem ebi obi pon asafo video ya boye obi ya ni nyamanyame mo nso amukunu mewu owu obi a enye omu ihye da ewu Kofi metiwa mewu na me yire si mi phone me code ni am finger ento the phone na mkrom say yen di code ma no na ombie adenti aga bi be ya na say enye no kwa na ni kunawu na omu nyina amahwedade na last 2 weeks ansa na obeba na bewu olubebi a na ohya na na waji atane ni asese oye na ye de oba no to the phone na mse ke say ye decode man no person ohwe
phone
messages get na kire say woni kru phone so Kofi nyasa wo
nipa na odi phone nam no nyansa wo ma no
obi so dia to bi atumi kasa o kasa ma wo ye mehi
bi obi na nyansa nim to you but
no ma ye bisa say nya o kunu ewu ya no obi be kasa o ye side chicker. Who need the phone nam chrome to decode and see the charts? Will you go to the cemetery and go and deal with your husband? Are you understanding me? Do you know the privilege you have when your husband has a side chick behind you and is performing well? Do you know what it means? I don't confuse if it's a minute na show. Mommy, na samanti asiye. Menya be twati asiye. 70 years woman what he said makes a lot of sense. Say who kuna kokrum akori oba foforo a ori no wati na nima mo ba na fili oba ni hu a odi buoma na ukurewu odi phone na mkrum say ye di kodi ma and your reason is not for anything say oba bi si no ukru hyehe ho na won ji di sa no ukru bi obi ada wo be say oni ekokunti ye yi ma ye nsua say wo hwe me a wo so hwe bia maame phone na di nam cycle ye di kodi ma no. So phone na person use so my flash it to factory setting. And you bet my but the coding for you so you could read messages of an ex-girlfriend to prove what? Are you not hurting your husband is gone? We have so many shadow widows, oh Kofi. So many shadow widows. So let's learn some things in this world. What I say, Kofi? Yeah. Let's learn some things. And what I've learned some few weeks now within my line of September, I may say, Kofi. as you sit down now, take this from me. And let me take my cap and tell you, never ever forgive a wicked person in your life. Forgive people who exhibit their weaknesses in your line of duty and in life you're living. So you be se foul, Marco, Abekuo, Bia Batulo, Guinness-o, Omini Womudi. So you want to know me your bonia. Se ni pan ye bonne. Na enye se wo na okote ye. Ba odwane ba wo na se fa chemia. Your friend weakness fa cheno. Na se wamba menka to na akote asema wa kan fa wo ho a. Cut it off.
Ebiana de okote ye ne no correct.
Cut him off. The okan ye no correct. Wo corry girl in the koye. God in you, so you know when people are saying things that about you that is true, you know.
Okay.
What must I say? Say, see how you know me. Call the work room. Say, so be record. Your friend record. Your friend Kofi Adoma. Stop the Kofi Adoma. What I say? I don't know. Who names a friend Kofi Adoma? Baby. Oh, last week there's a new code. Say A+ nyanseni na what you fit. Onyoko wi oba. Na ni number afre ko number because we dey A first. Now we tie. But tie no tie relevant because Kofi wo so wo wi a o mbo grofoli. Adwoe. Ati wa mbo get dey tu e wu get do. Enti your baby daddy obi record wa. Your friend Kofi Adoma. A+ your full stop it. Hey. Everybody for o say dem tie bi. Ah. Can you imagine? Kofi. So I need a Brian Siani de Kosono. Yes, for a reason. Yes, you'll be a Safwa de Biobia, your Chibia, cancer.
Assembly Safwa be assembly.
And to one body a bit some common video now, boy, and Crofosia, your idea. But in the learning process, my first question I saw the video, I asked myself was, why did they record? Did they record because they know very well the man what he can do? I'm asking a question. Brother-in-law went with a wife, per the narration we've heard, recorded the proceedings that transpired. So who could be honored in the Nipan Baya? Who should show once and a. So do they know the behavior of the young man? Is that why they recorded? And what did they need the evidence for? Was it for prosecution? Was it for social media? Did the video appear exactly after the death of their sister? Or immediately when they left, they put the video out there on social media? I'm asking questions. Because why do you come to the house of your sisters in court, per the narration we are hearing, ex-husband? Because when you spoke to the sister, or see ni abano, on a branch energy, and I saw the same person, and I'm
yeah, they are almost separate. Wait, different place.
So under the law, when you are separated, it's not divorce. Yes, so they are not divorced. They are still husband and wife. So why would you go to the house of your sister's husband and record every act that occurred? I heard the sister saying, there's a part of the video one boy I'm making.
When him the last time, KBT free. A chief free na aircon. No man for try say on the boy. Straight away na me me phone and I'm recording. So a way you know, what happened?
Yes.
Okay. Me wa cameras be bo on say car camera.
Yeah.
Traffic light. I saw green. Car no say ye move. Omo I saw red no ba. Car wa ko edi menim. You free her as ogina na de boom pine. But the boom na me gina e. Me gina the other side. Then argument. Then saw red. We say na saw red. We say then saw red. I wa na me say masa. I saw red na then we. As I then saw red na me say bra na me train call me car no. And I me ball recording no. ekire no na fe no gina hodin na me se koye ne car na ma no o mo nko report matter say we hear dance ni a call me, I have the footage here. So sometimes it helps.
Kofi
already oba no nko anko why? Because maybe they anticipated say one sha be man no beda suban bi adi.
Be man no odan suban bi adi ana obedan suban bi adi.
Well, utie pe yene so for interview ye na nra Elisha Salifu Amuako. O se be man no eribi. Enti probably bi ano oba na nka ni nyina de oye bi anka ho. Enti no bia na they know niema bia ebi possible.
But kaine brother ne come on video no. Do you beat her in front of us too? Mente brofo there. But ebi sipen na esa to aswa ye ka brofo ye work send ye ka no. Was their sister in an abusive relationship, not just verbal but physical? Was it left unattended to? Questions so before I go into the import of my story. Because Kofi, some walk out video here walk out it is part of the vehicle because it is an evidence a car. You didn't put in there. It's part of the car facility. A woman, a petty Ghana how to car that near Chuchum. What the one mechanic I feel no or you see cable away. I can't be the car overheating. Ghana mechanics, we are here. Wait, Kofi. Who checked your what's a jai? What's a dinner jai? Minimo, share, adieu. Abrofono, Yalian Kwan on the idea shadio. What does it? Utia, yes, a can come no video no phone call, baby. Now the column triangle. Abrochedia, come on, there are some things that when you travel is common in this country. It's so important to us that we overvalue it because you will be that. For you to go into the house of your sister's husband with your sister with a camera, one means you know where you are going to. You know what the man is capable of doing. Bible says, if you want to go into a strong man's house, bind him first. So they went there armed. And I'm trying to deduce for the conversation you have what also for Bishop Salifu elect the man has always exhibited actions of violence towards their sister. Were there any form of evidence with the police about the action of this man? Per the conversation that is zoomed in the video, there's nothing like that. Why did they record the video? Kofi, why? When you interviewed the sister, she said a lot of things. I am hurt that Rebecca is dead. I'm telling you, I don't know her.
Barbara,
sorry, Barbara is dead. I am hurt. Very, very hurt. I am so hurt that when I saw the video the first time, I didn't know the lady died. I didn't know. But when I saw the video first on social media, then I said, it's good evidence. This is a good thing that will give them the restraining order that the one was talking about. Then later, a radio station called me and said, I said, I'm sitting here, I'm saying, also, I was social media, baby. Now I'm saying, video near who said, was you a Chiremun 3 days or Tuesday, Thursday, or Bonu? And I'm saying, what? How on earth will you condone to such a crime? That you know the capacity of the man, you know what the man can do. The man told you in the face, if I don't kill her, even if it's emotions, you refuse to take an action.
Counselor, which video no more you could see say no no cry a patcho.
I was going to come there.
Yeah, so we are not privy to the whole info. But
which one? The sister gave you the whole info in the chair.
Yeah, but
or wherever you interview her.
No, any fear.
She gave you the info inside.
But and America said we have no way as to say bia. One say obi wo hwa Well, we'll make sure be like
KOFI.
there are people who say some of
this is a man who proved to the brother-in-law when they enter the house that this woman, I will teach her a lesson. Are you talking? Ah, I won't make our finish in Jawanamboa. Then you can. You will see them cast them. I mean, your sister has. Why were you happy that she has? When somebody is riding you into a particular form of cult, call a religion, a cult belief, that is disassociating yourself from natural lifestyle and depressing you and behaving in a certain way, do you know that is part of neglect? I don't think here. Don't you know the standard of marriage? So when a man is not being responsible in relationship, do you know it is not a gift of God, but it is a crime in a marriage? Go and check the Domestic Violence Act under the UN and the violation of women's rights and children's rights. Nature say neglect and kawana. And how do they define the neglect? When a man is not being responsible for the wife, it is tantamount to violence. We have emotional abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse, verbal abuse. Abuse, no. So the family saw, their sister was not enjoying.
All right, this is a release. Cecilia and Eba out, yeah. I'm in chat with the family.
Which side of the family?
Barbara.
The woman's family?
Yes, the woman's family. We are extremely traumatized by the tragic loss of our daughter and sister, Barbara. These past days have been extremely difficult for our family, both in the US and Ghana. We appreciate the prayers and thoughts of all those grieving with us. Investigations are ongoing by the Orlando Police Department, and we discourage anything that will interfere with this process, including the sharing of footage, media speculations, and interviews being granted by persons to explain events leading to her murder. The family has not designated any spokesperson or individual in any capacity to represent us in the media. We are choosing to rather honor Barbara's memory by processing our grief in these tragic times. And we advise the media and public to kindly respect our privacy in these difficult times. Signed, Samson X. Tommy, Captain Retired. Barbara Papa, or a sojani, no Congo. Say, Matissa Coco Cambusian for him, a year America. And that is the statement. They are in pain.
KOFI.
This is from the family.
A lot of people, we side with their pain, but they should also understand that what has transpired that has caused their dear daughter's demise is happening in other homes. Because exactly after what happened, people are talking and are rather castigating and fighting pastors who have caused them to stay in marriages. From where I sit, people have reported their husbands who are pastors to their general overseers and senior pastors and colleague pastors, and they keep telling them to pray. So we are not. We are. I said, me when I heard the woman is passed on, I was so hurt. I don't know meaning no, but when I saw the action, I saw like this is an evidence to give this girl what a protection. So later I can say, well, with me until we start the interview, can but me can say. I started that back one now. My questions are that was it just one day? And the lessons are that we respect their letter. But for you who is there, who is alive, remember that the sister-in-law, who was the brother's wife, made a statement too. KOFI, have you been to the cemetery before? When you are entering to the cemetery in Ghana, I don't know elsewhere, they write from the beginning, Yanchra welcome.
We were once like you.
Thank you. Uche, what was it then?
We were once like you. Pia, I say you'll be like you'll be like us. Or say
remember
you one day be like us.
Thank you.
Okay.
Ubema ye wodi e catchro. Upia ye wodi e catchro. And my 3 motivational things in life is the dead body, the mock, and the cemetery. And I have a reason I always tell you why I do that. Eti the year can say, necessarily can be said, there's nothing we can use to replace life. Eti once you are be bu Ghana, or brimo, or bubo sanu ako hospital no ako dintro. Say, oh my chiu kuwa, enye eye bone. Look, let me tell you wherever you are. Nobody has the right to lift a finger on you because you are a wife. Says who? You can't tell me your husband is beating you and because he's a drunkard, don't report him to the police. You cannot tell me your husband is refusing to be responsible to the upkeep of the house and they say, Enyashi or Bessisan, say Nambematie, and you are going through the pain and because of what you are going through, one day we should come and bury you. Is that what we are saying? Because if somebody could have stepped in, this could have not happened. That's why I asked you, why did they record the video? If you don't know the character of them, will you do the recordings? Why did they bring it public? That now we are restrained from talking. We want to advise other people. Look, marriage is not a do and die affair. If anybody tells you, if any pastor tells you that divorce is a sin, the pastor is a fool. Or a Jimmy for. If anybody tells you, say, when you divorce, God has nothing to do. Nipa no ka to me so a Jimmy for. Montreal Bible bibi anyankopon ka say, who divorce your body? Montreal. Ma Montreal.
Any Bible me divorce.
Shamasa.
Paul
Masa. Now Paul John he didn't mbo be Christ ade. Now you divorce and neglect. When Paul left his family and followed Christ, was it not neglect?
Hey, na je say na nke betumi ache Paul atum.
Masa.
But na you ready adwuma no.
No, you ready adwuma. That is what the pastors are doing. Some of my colleague pastors have neglected their responsibility. And unfortunately for the women who are going to marry such stupid men of God and believing that they are sensible, they are using their finances to support what they call the church. And the men of God have neglected them in the name of church. In the name of church. Look at the story. A pastor short. We can't say your money. They have tightened the things. Or if they must see us for me, we do need. Move to. Now say, look, we are men of God. We are not God of men. But somebody saw it. First time before Bishop elect, interview no. Me try be sister station B. I'll say the man was a good man. Then happen a boy yo. Now say no. The man is not a bad man. But you can meet people who are good men in the line of duty. But they are bad men as husbands at home. He's a pastor. He carries anointing. He preaches the word. But when he gets home, he is no more a pastor at home because in your house you are not a pastor. You are a husband. But as if they are husbands over their wives. Wicked people cover themselves with pastoral clerical. I'm telling you. You know how women are suffering? How many people do you hear them want to marry pastors? Because those who are sitting with pastors, some are suffering. Watch one of the videos. When this man was preaching, the wife was on her feet, acknowledging the effort of the husband. Do you know what it means? Do you know why some churches are suffering? Bible says that any husband who doesn't live with the wife of understanding, your prayers are hindered. So your pastor's prayer is not going for you because he is not treating the wife well. And you also for me, friend, look at them say, Nikuru, opesika, asonisika so, akoye niti. Nikuru bisane say, onfa sorry sika man go niti and such a stupid pastor. The do man aye. And you saw na aye. And you saw sika no you dey niti. Is it not a pastor? Is it not church money your wife will eat? Then nobody. And you man aye. And you saw you man aye. Now show you know ba wale na nim bisane say. Ah we ya sorry sika man na. No ba ni be oba ni adwuma no. Oba ni say enye sika na endorse no. But no so ni kuna so man hwe. Dey be o kon say sorry. Mr. Sankrofo yi. Omo say nyame adwuma no. Me catch no. So mes masem ne say. Sa brantie Bishop elect e ka so ben no. No ka so ye nyama we a. Was he also preview to some of the things happening? Now, what did they do about it? Because I have too many troubles coming to my table where wives have reported their husbands to people they call papa, spiritual fathers, and they're not doing anything about it. Because divorce is a sin. Because when you divorce, it will affect the church. My foot. What church? The church is the church of God. Sylvester's gunshot, when he goes to prison 200 years, the church doesn't belong to him. They should jail him for life. But the church of God, if it is bought by the blood of Jesus, the church will stand. It's not about Sylvester. But he needs to be a husband at home. Most pastors are not husbands at home.
Did you just say he should be jailed for life?
If that is what the law says, why should we go and plead for him?
And I'm sure you're pastor, you know you.
Pastor! Master, you are not a pastor at home. You are not a pastor. Me in my house, they don't call me pastor at home. I am not. When I'm in my house, I'm praying. Do you know what I do? I make sure I don't disturb anybody, including my small child. They were not called. I was called. They were not called. When I wake up at dawn and I'm doing, hey, I don't call my wife. The day God will call her, she can follow me. But you know how pastors' wives are suffering? When God asks me to fast, 40 days, 40 nights, he tells me, fast, my son. I am the son to God, not my wife. So I don't declare fasting in my house. I don't declare it in my house. I was the one he asked me to do. If the church is fasting and my wife joins them, fine. But not when me, I have a mandate to do something. Do you know what I'm talking about? My issue is that we are trying to use the pastoral cavalry to behave like fools. Jimmy Fowo. Now I have to say, I suffer you're untouchable, or you're suffering, or Shadimba, or Tiadimba feast, or Tiadainka. I'm nonsense. When it comes, a branch of waru or near Jumaye, who papa friend is and then or say me was sorry, me boss of one, oh boss of one, we are dying, me boss of one, then I'm away, won't tell the necra, Yanni Bompire boss of one, sorry, and Tama de Biani and Yafire Casa quiet. Now, Pire no more, ye di, ye the fucker. Monsomote Hobusia, and the Modessia, and Mobian and Sanquanano.
And the prayer warriors will not marry.
Prayer warriors. Is it a profession? Is prayer warriors a profession? Yeah, a tough weather. Bisa prayer warriors are here. And a two of you not in bed here. And my heart and I'm with him. I'm good at any mass. Some four quack. Well, the problem is that I want to ask her. And to suffer penny beyond. One day, poor Ama Branty, Suban or ye diomuch said, Barbara can't trouble da, Gedukuyana. So, Sama will ask him one. Miss Rabba Yeba Sutamai. Eya Sutu Krum. Eya. Say opportunity to be able to stop nonsense. We didn't do it. And it's not just this girl, Kofi. I am speaking with passion because there are too many things that are coming before me, and the men of God who are involved are too big for me to think that they are not thinking. They are behaving like simple penny, Jimmy for catch your boss. Who could shit, man, Charlie. Hey, it's only be a time. So for my minimum, be on my what is of Bioka Jimmy. Do you know what they're telling you? What they're telling you? Because we not see him. She got some musicians, how many support Tom when I see your boy? She got from. She got Namuye. I said to say a bad in Yamia. What was it? Like everything you go through is one of the things God have designed for you. Nonsense. Says what? Bible says, do not be equally yoked. Bible says, a man was traveling and had gold, talent, and called all his workers. But he gave to each one according to what? Their abilities. You don't marry people who you know their abilities. How do you marry a poor man who cannot provide shelter? But in the name of the Lord, the Lord will turn my destiny around. Now would you get you to dan catch no nyaminti. Kofi. The enemy Yan say, if Bishop Salif say he's a good man, how can you now? Meaning in you, but good man where? In the ministerial ethics. As of you dear one, and I feel so calm. And no man, that was my biggest question. Time I interview me here, or interview the Kenya, but me didn't say, as of penny, yeah, coming now, as of penny muntia, ya make you. Na me say, Mosabu Kumano do one, one pomodo one, Moyinokura, and Nam Eka, Sasomo, Bravo Monsano, and yes, I could do Drasemo, and yes, I could Johnny Okoto, but you have become so sanctimonious hierarchy, be with fear. So for penny go home. Now you suffer with fear. Oye kunu okwate brim adai o mama yet said there who are so for there when we yaba when the casa the story is so hurting to hear say a pastor shot that's how it goes. And I saw for me I'm doing it and I understand, but I want people to understand say when you marry a pastor your house is not a church. When a man is refusing to pay fees, refusing to pay light bill, water bill, utilities, and pay for rent because he's a pastor, it is neglect and domestic violence. Take him to police station. If anybody tells you who do go police station, what's our dear? Nyami buefuru, nipani Jimmy for. Nyame kanu wahiva. Yeah, chama. This girl could have lived. If the brother could have been, me te say the sister Kasa say, now a holiday, police station or holiday, or they love their sister so much. It's okay, Munja don't mean yashi. Hey, Kofi.
Oh, Councillor, you see, on to me yashi there.
Kofi.
People, I may say, there are people a kind of threats. Also say Okoye, a Belgian and Crater free in Semon. You better say you. There are 1,001 people going through this.
I'm telling you, that is what I'm speaking. There are women in this country who are afraid that their husbands will be removed from position.
Yeah.
Pastor need Jimmy. But also can report to our headquarters. I be in and not tell no bre. What a guy. When I see our guy bonity, I will bless her. Aden. Ukurunya obao. Go for your position in my life. My wife is not my mother. She can never be my mother. Never. The day my wife becomes my mother, that is the end of our marriage. I will go for a wife and divorce her. Quote me. If me, my wife, becomes my mother, playing the role of my mother in that house, I would divorce her and go for a wife.
You divorce your wife?
I'm telling you, quote me.
No, but there are conditions.
When my wife...
There are conditions.
It's part of it.
So,
once my wife becomes my mother in that house...
Quotation,
that my wife begins to run roles like my mother. Did I marry my mother?
No,
oh, did I marry my mother?
What's your Bible? No,
say when your wife becomes your mother. Nyama ye jina so edi ja awade. Nyama mienu. Ya say bema kumaden ananipa kumaden a onfo obuoma edi awade ja yeba. Obi afa ne yire chi ana afa di kunochi so ntumi ntina ho edi awade ja yeba. Mente me wase me ensa 3 things in Bible Matthew edi awade ja yeba. It's awade ja is permissible in the Bible. Na me ka say me yire no me de ne ba so mba yire me no wale me wale na nya sa na me wura no me boa. Na meet me wura me maame. Do you understand what I'm saying? Meet me wura me maame enti na wale me yire. Na sa me yire no pepenso bi na e wura be dane asem. En paso agro be nya bio. And like she stopped her role as a wife. My brother, I will not commit suicide. I will give her the leverage and the respect to go and become a mother to her family by going and bringing a wife to the house. What I'm trying to say is that when people are not, you can become a wife because there's a husband. When the man over you have lost his husbandship and is practicing churchship on you, see that the marriage is gone. Go to your family house. Go to your family house. Don't wait till you die. The sister-in-law made a statement that is a deep statement. And for those of you who will want to play the video, listen to the statement, what she said, that when you are killed, life cannot be gotten back again. My friend, they grow. Say Obi, me say girl be. Me share wo kolebu. I'm say makasa story at order. Onyem. Na nim nyina ho. And a boy ni maami di nechi. Uni ta boy ni maami di nechi no. Say okwa me no kan che doctor ne say ni kunu ne ba na ebo no. Those days na me nam baby a pain forward baby a ye corner ho. And I'm this okan kran e de ne kasa. Enye sa ye chi okun ko tuma akole ye wo no. Ni akase ni kunu papa wo prison a obi abesere, and I was getting angry. And now get ne catch na asine say this is the 5th time our bono. Obanyim 6 months. And I need any trash here. Say see also on him 8 months. Oh bono. Aden. Mammy buy the KOFI. And I'm adding a buyer. They are vitals we are not going madam. Then I yell. No, she say now. Maybe beside someone and ask the banner kind. Oh, and I see a big banner. Me banner far bed to ye fini trouser mu and a board and knee. And I saw the board and how many times. Get and say, hey, Mali, you man quality now. Can you credit and shame? Or Berman and far belt now, Bunu, or the belt did that dear no. And the beam will be battle. The name young. I'm going to say, Nana Kumanaba. Can you imagine the mother-in-law? The son was not there, KOFI. I did everything in my capacity by the grace of God. Arrested the young man. Because one bear may be or abuse you or bar. Say oba back one tenacity. Nam mrano and stopping now. Obe abuse over there. Me catch you. Bear my back one stopping now. Any mrana and yes I would do mrawo and stopping now. Or bet twice abuse sa because he thinks say oh yeah Jemai.
By the way, you may want so Gino, our Rijaya.
I
send a message say, is he really a pastor?
No, that's the nonsense I hate to hear. That's the nonsense I hate to hear. People are killing people. People, look, there are so many dead wives who are pastors' wives, but they are walking dead. They are walking dead. They are not alive. So they don't say anything good in church. They have no advice for the young ones coming in the church. Why? Because the pastor on them is an animal covered in the presence of God. Yeah, when now you call you chin boy, you got 2 months say. Hey, Nasibano. Adichi Adesan. Uncle Casse, you best so woo fear, Nianko Yinu, na get where BP be course so 8 months. The Jenny too trying to manage, say, Nasibani Bahwa, BP ni stabilizer, Nasibani Bano fee copper, na BP Nicosu, a so born in Cassase, the way in Guasica Siapa, one a Maya Chinicunu, I couldn't want to shackle that hand. You see, that sort of loose things that were happening in the place. We went through the process. The guy signed a bond. The guy began to live a cool behavior, started better things. And then everything was calm. And then the Nukura was told to the doctor. What's the doctor? Doctors now. Well, who said the panel, yeah, physical bruises. I saw Koji police report. I'm also more catastrophe. Number Chiamu Kabako. KOFI, say, only suffer. Now, opeso, or no year and paswagro. Na okache sofo say yo matini eye na sofo sebio mani mpedi for mentanka sebe so professor pa of fast of mame to and also see so mame ka say adeya adane ntopa bo so many nine
anya mistake na kwahye ho
oh bisa say ene de me fa woto
ai sofo
so wo se mo se me yare fa no be ma bisa so be fa woto na ni one say suffer na say enti na KOFI adu one ka say me fa ato anka
okay normal
any news is it normal to request for anal sex. Do you know what I'm talking about? A man who requests for anal sex is indirectly telling you that the original place God created, he doesn't know how to use it.
Or it has lost its elasticity.
There is any man who tells you that the private part has lost its elasticity, so he doesn't enjoy. He's a fool. This year orgasm conference, we are doing what we call managing genital conflicts. That's the topic. And Kofi, my passion is that the big men over this pastor, the people who know this man of God, who was preaching with the power and the accent of God, did it come to a time that there was a report done to them? If yes, what did they do?
Advice. They advised. According to Elisha Salifo Amwako.
What advice did they give? Said they. Suban Ben.
Ella Love say divorce is acceptable based on one condition.
What is the condition?
Adultery.
It's not true. Check your scriptures. Go and read the Bible and see the adultery. Hardiness of that heart, neglect is all in the Bible. When men are irresponsible, divorce is permissible.
Mariam Kwao, I can't marry a pastor because they are always tight. They can't. You can continue for her.
Oh. Those are flimsy excuses. Because
Because
every pastor who is very spiritual is sexually active. That's why I always tell people like Obinim or Bofo, Sofo Usubempa, Bedukobi, Sofo Bishop Salifu, all the men of God who are very powerful and are very in tune in the spiritual things, and worship leaders, genuine worship leaders like Brother Sami, Joe Metal, those people who can sing for you to, they are sexually active and crazy in bed. So when they are telling you they won't do, it's laziness.
the mother-in-law is a very wicked woman. God have mercy on her. Counsellor Lutterodt story. Jennifer Awuni.
Oh yes.
And what Trabai.
Yes.
Abra Jarvis. Was it Kofi? There is nothing wrong with divorce. Well, Nancy na Airbasa, but now I say it's the worst thing that can happen to a human being. Vida Boafo, was I love this man. He always teaches me sense. I'm listening, pa. Was we should learn from Nigeria's marriage, pa. Hey, Dana Kwa, Nigeria,
Polygamy.
Nigeria.
Is it polygamy or
I don't know. Was it Nigeria's marriage?
I don't know which one is that.
Was it? I'm sure Barbara begged them not to call the police. We heard
it.
It's very possible.
We heard it.
The way Obano, he is so down to just say, Charlie.
That is where I'm just saying, look,
sad, eh?
My brother, the laws in the whole world says the dead body belongs to the family. Marriage doesn't disconnect you from your family. Churches have not been given right to settle dispute in relationship. Listen, no pastor has the mandate to settle dispute unless you have been trained by the state for arbitration, license for arbitration. But marital disputes are settled by families. I don't know why we've gotten to a point where we are suffering our marriages and we are refusing to go and tell the families. That's what my problem is. Your daughter is in bad condition and you are there taking her picture to a prophet to pray. So for me, Babeni or Awale, a branch, our didn't call ye, and to me the bass and the picture near me swap me boy for the bompire. I wouldn't even say, Obama Boa catch it out, say, bear money, hear me say, I have too many things in my head that is so painful.
Zion Kofi Frimpong was say, hey, Counsellor, Femudin. We say Yamin Shao, Florence, Wa and what Trabai. Counsellor, is your Bible different from ours?
Which one are you reading?
Sarah Entry.
Which one are you reading? They are brainwashed you with negativity. So you are sitting there believing that divorce is a sin. People have divorced and they are better off today than before. They were living with wrong women, with wrong men. And they are better off today. They are serving our community well. Archbishop Duncan Williams. Is this still not powerful? Is he still not more vibrant than those days? When he divorced Francisca, is he dead? Is God still not using him? What are we talking about? They brainwash you, tell you that marriage is... Look, there is no portion of scripture that says for better and for worse. So there's nothing like that in the Bible. There is nothing like that in the Bible, Kofi. There is nothing called church marriage. There is nothing called church marriage in the world.
Exchange of vows. No?
Exchange of vows is not biblical. It's legal.
Till death.
It's a legal term. It's not biblical. enfi sunsu bibia ni sofo bia ni wo sunsu boni ma wade
ya so mo ni pa
nyame hira bibia so yesi de nyame ka bom nyankopɔ ka bia bom what me kra me wade ko nyame ka bom na wade wo de nyame ka wade bom aputo o wade ko ede
enti sansem na ya
aya bogo ehunehuna nyame bodegu hwe yeti asisi an kai se krata me kita me de ware me yire no enne me ko ja me yire me sofo panyi ni hwe ka uri de dia krata ni fi aban ho hey let me educate people oviti there are 3 forms of marriage in this country. The first one I can not in just any order, not because one is more special, but we have the Muhammadan marriage, we have the customary marriage, and we have the civil marriage. We don't have anything called church marriage. In the law, there's nothing called church marriage. I am gazetted by the state because I am a reverend. All right? Practicing with numbers. Government has trained me, giving me a brochure, which is the same certificate used in KMA, TMA, AMA. So the registrar who gives you the certificate at AMA, KMA, TMA is the same register I give you.
No, Councillor, no. But after I know who signed, then we are. Then still go back to the court and go and sign.
No, go and sign what in court. It's not true.
It's from court.
It's not true.
Then why go and sign?
No, all those ones are fake in Bogu. You declare the bands by registering the marriage. You declare the bands, your intent for that 21 days, publicize it so that when you are put into the system, nobody comes to challenge it. After you declare the band, the certificate given to you by your pastor, it is the same thing that he signs. It's a value book. You find a value book.
Until I sorry the any court the any I say.
You only become a message to go and gazette after court to assure you. So from Bible and now what you say. Oh yeah, Juma ma bang. And you are kita what you made you ma sorry ne krata me di mo no. And you are buying krata.
But the shiraso.
What is there shiraso?
When shiraso?
Is me shira den.
Obompai.
Bible say what you shira and fi so for if you won na no eja. So for be anyone is here, I'm a including myself. Dear me, you say, but Titi will yamin semu. Asa, and yet down waleno. Nene Jimmy for your banner by Walena, and instead of catching Papa first or catching the software first. Who's your banner when you know so why now? We have to go and see my pastor. You are a foolish girl. Then, when we go and see your pastor endorses. Say, see, I just so be cry. Almost say, when you don't marry anybody from our church, I will not bless your marriage. So girls are still single in their church because they are not qualified men in their church. They have the surface, the mark, the looks, the Jones. Hand to mouth, boys. And the pastor will connect you as a banker to marry that prayer warriors so that your money will help the church. I'm not saying when you support the church is wrong. I'm saying that when you are manipulated through marriage to marry a lazy man who is a prayer warrior. Lazy man.
Prayer warriors are lazy.
Sure. Only she.
But you open your name.
Empire Juma. Empire Juma. So for dear Juma and Bible and Juma. When Paul and Silas were in prison, when Paul first went to prison, no prayer warriors prayed for Paul. The church came together, they did what? They prayed. Where were the prayer warriors? Every church member must be trained to be a warrior in prayer. You only stop praying when you have peace. And none of us have peace. That's why we don't stop praying. So who says your husband has nothing to do? Only say yeah. So pastor will tell you, say church doesn't have marriage. Keep that in your head. As sorry being, there is not even my church. We don't have marriage. Marriage, the family has more power over marriage than any of us.
I sorry no, Becca Church say, Robana nyem cry and you wedding. I know they are no Becca say, oh, we are no a blessing.
Obiti. Why deny a civil marriage? The laws governing civil marriage. Brofo. Atadia yeshe kra e de ko abade ase no. Civil marriage no wo nyama yeshe. Ye fa kafitan. Any legal marriage under the law. if you are practicing what the wedding means, per the civil people who brought it, abrofo na yesua wo no, yemfa kente enye wedding. Yadi kente ye traditional marriage. Now nim sa mamre mu kura no tumi dress so hene enfa ware. Ana unim. Chai pasa. Na mo nsamfo amoye wo kromo a wade enye yi a na no me ade muchimu nti asem ka se bonsam no fo bia wade enye hwe o. Bonsam nam ni ba bi o. What was here? Kofi asori nia wade. Enti asori de ne mra ye fe bibi dogma. Ye what doctrines and dogma. Dogmas are the pillars that has been instituted by the church to model the people around the place. Check the Bible. Jesus Christ never attended any marriage ceremony. The wedding at Cana, he was at the reception.
Oh, Cocodidi.
Yeah, we didn't know Pio.
Yes, super.
Na kokopede wo vows ya wade ne ko ya wade
no kodi
ya ko ya wade ne wa bemu e de be boa adofo no ne edidi no ko. The church is a registered premises for the marriage, and we follow the protocols of the law to make sure that we follow what they say what the judge will say, the marriage register will say. As for the preaching, we do, because it's a service. So why will you go and marry? Now you are tabwa tuti so. Sa wadi ye me shira so mamu. Muntumi jaida. Just a wo enti na be man be kum. No wo ntiti mo ntem. Enti na be man kum. No wo ntiti mo ntem. So for no catch that with invite ase enti suro so obeko. Na say oba hu oba man no be ware no kofiti say na ate we. Oba ware oba bi wo ma sori a. Asofo be frɛ catch us me ba bay oba ware ni ono an we praise and worship mame ono an oboa ye ye we enti ye de ya adwene se ya tete no oba papa enti na nka wo ba ne de ba bia ofi ba bia be kan ye ho ne ne nsom ha ye ma wo ne nko is a cult. Once your pastor told the guy to marry you and stay in the church, that is why he's punishing you. The guy is not a member of your church, but because your pastor want to continue that connection of making you feel that divorce is a sin and you have to live in a certain category of a particular cult of believers, no, and you are forced to abranten so what abranten ye na bi so betrama sorry odo wunti ni jimie ni ntro bi asofo na kenti or transform. Kofi, let's tell the people that the church has no marriage. It is a civil marriage under the law, and what the law has put together, a judge can put asunder. Let me repeat, what the law has put together, a judge can put asunder. So stop telling the people, and for what the Lord has put together, no one. The law is no more putting any. The Lord is no more putting. The Lord is no more putting anybody together. Quote me everywhere. It's the law. As I sit here,
Antinanke kind of say what the law has put together.
Titino. Otikokwaso. Otumfo. Gamanche. Ahemfo. Mpenyifo. Aomiye law. Small L. I ye omato province no. Omo na echemra. Me what the Lord has put together. Obi any province ya.
Anti eye sa Lord no enye Lord nyanko Lord.
What ko ye den? Una fina oka entroning dada ye nti ade ase. Ye fasu bombo won omo nti ase. Se na so man nti ase nti. Na me ka se enhye.
Debi omu wie kra no masa de communion amasa amwa ye communion na kese.
Let me tell you.
Let
me tell you, serving communion for the bride. There's no spiritual connection to it. And I want any pastor to challenge me and prove to me. Do you know what a communion is meant for? It's for the remission of sins. And unfortunately for us, if any church that stops anybody from taking communion is depriving the person of the continuation of the relationship with Christ. My bonnet to me the communion. When I can't actually communion, yama bonnet for. Or see somebody communion, she show a come mushe. Say, when yanku point in a year, na me George, my shisha makumum, and one ajo. Me son daye. Na me ni obey share garia. Edi wo asre bonne fache. Dilale enti me kai yese me no be dey shagare no ma se boni fa che enti me pa me kuma hwe ye no me the yesu beto sa edede me hwe makoma mu no masre bone fache bema me wo hu kwan se me ye den me kodi yeso to awade so awudi communion wan kan sa if natural bible mu if natural bible mu se o to awade so awudi communion my food wan kan sa who said that? You see, we have hypnotized the people, put a particular thing in their mind because I'm saying, look, you want to use what can cause them to understand you and stay under your feet. But the day is coming. Bible says, prayer doesn't set people free. And Bible said it people free. Do you know what set people free? Truth.
Okay, yeah.
And you will know
the truth.
And the truth shall set you
free.
So me, I don't pray by heart for people. I seek for the truth instead of praying for them. And when they know the truth, the simple Lord's Prayer, a simple blessed water heals them. Then I did also your food. Yes, you didn't be a coin. No, Oima, Matewa said, then I did. That me do feel like to me for me, issue and Panama Carbano. Me buy and I'm backanish and dear. It became poisonous because it overstayed out of the fridge. And when the food poison, GBDA nare, na bon so. Now, if they may bonfire against infirmity, say, Abonsam end take advantage of this your weak moment and capitalize on it. To fear be before that's what I pray. But I have solved the thing with the charcoal and water. The truth is that you told me what you ate. Kofi. Christians, there is nothing called Christian marriage. Meti Santrona ni yakan ya funa me hunukure. Me hunukure ni ntema nka manhye kawa. But can my worry do do? Ejira me nan so. Adi o man. Yes. Me ka se kawa we no e ya sori awade.
Kawa na ye den.
Enya sori awade e ya ban.
The ring.
The ring of bigamy. We are friend ring of bigamy. You commit bigamy when you marry under the civil law and you have another relationship. It's another law. The civil law. Cap 127 ko kan. Our dear back woman, one wife. It's civil law. But original marriage for men is polygamy. Number of women to produce more children. The church doesn't have marriage. The church have deceived us. And they have told us that marry one, no divorce. Because they don't understand the scripture that for he who divorces the wife cannot marry again. One day I explain to them. They should go and read it. Tell the pastor they should read it. They should read it again. People have married again, they have power. They be a mechanic of you.
They be so what a crying out there on heaven, they are not on Quantamapire.
Heaven, only heaven. When you say Christian, you be anywhere born. No Christian sins.
Was it KOFI Counsellor Beman Kofo Jawa there? No, baby. Say, but Counsellor wife, please, today, dear, give him 4 rounds for us, please. Give to Equiania, Mr. Manfo Filio. Most churches are straight up business ventures, Bafwe Champon. Ivan Zapi, I will say, may a live work for radio, okay, me Jaco for radio for you. Counsellor, you do all, I be suffer do, and what show, and was it the truth shall set you free, and that is right. Mimi, and what show, a buyer. Was it Methodist? You can't even join women's fellowship if you are a second wife.
Yes!
Mame, if you are big.
Painful! A man came to me, he accepted Christ of our Christo. Ewo, Odo, Sapak, Mami Dokon.
Yeah, I made a
second.
Obra,
maybe I be Dubai. Eti, no one here,
on your brass spot every home.
Charlie,
so my
Dubai, now you're so light in you. And you see, or for Christo, if you want to start here, sorry, no, come on. And I saw for Penny friend beside and said, oh, you didn't mean dear. So Jabba come to me and find a coupon and to sa NDD. And obey me, like what say, man, no see, on super so be some being now. Nyankopon yo mpeso be jai Kristo no na sesi a no obeka kyerem na disiye a enma no koye mienu de di kan na one ne ehya ase no na wo mma mo nyina tu kwan e ko Nigeria eno mo sambae eno mo nyante ase am ko ante ase apam se o otimi ja no ne na hyehyɛ odo no na mma ne de ehia ese busua na etete enti omo nko no mpo obi no ware ne nka no And then Tiasia by Bakuno buy or woo back on womb union son, and now when you from woo back. It is Sarah and Sam Nibi. Hega no yam brow. Mom says I am pram. Go check it. Genesis chapter 6 verse 3. Or see, and Sarah married Hagar to Abraham after 10 years of barrenness. So Hagar was a legitimate wife to Abraham. That is why Ishmael is more blessed than Isaac. It's a story to be told.
Ishmael is more blessed.
Oh, Massa. Ishmael is more blessed than Ishmael is not more spiritual than Isaac, but more blessed in terms of wealth, because that was the promise of God. It's not Isaac.
And you're the door.
Yeah, talk about this one. So, Awareno. Papa we catch him say, so upon saying yes, idea, out me, money in communion, and I yanting go bonus. Oh, so many things. And the man was now regretting going to Sasnam say, Massa. I can go back or anything. Just sorry, no, that's for you, Jimmy for. Ombisa umpo say what transpired. This is Uncle Pamo, or see Uncle Pamo, Uncle Pamo, the author bar second. First one, they're legitimate. And the first one, no, or Tihono. Now, there's a reason. Won't you even, or see, and you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. What I'm doing right now is not attacking anybody, but speaking what? The truth. Because your partner say, Obi okasa communion sell to our dear so. Obi okasa your bonnie formal communion. The communion is meant for the remission of sin. You are the people who are supposed to eat the communion rather. Knowing say, what you do me no. O she won ye say ya wo baako amo bra ye to me hwe. So for mama be bia na no akasa nsɛmfon. And I'm a warrior of Papa. Now you're that form and not shy. You see 4-bedroom house back was see. You never be a da. Damn, my dear, what now? Baby, or down here. Hey, me bass is here, young Waleno. Bema or the student mattress. A banner saying now only will be warring no call that chasso. So for mammy, the old can, what time no? One day when you see Alieno. And say, no, fear Casancasa Mujina Hoda, Monda. It is of Papa, I or the Chachabai, and now put himself for that chasso. And yet, memory. And so for me, can't any experience, you know, it's not needed now, relevant in the place. Make your partner say, no, God is okay with you with these 2 wives. God knows that you are being fair to them. You have been taking everybody is peaceful. No, no, Christo. And to Christo, no, and man, no, sorry that. What must you know? Sorry, be that. But Berman, no, my sa, oh, Christo, Berman is your back, and who's a soft food be a mean ding, a preachy or circle. And no tea and ne. And not done in Christo. But he was going back because say see how you didn't know me manager sorry no call. No quite sorry for Phoebe. Oh man Jeno. Sorry be. I'm an eating me say see papa no or you good be a call you.
You know me, they don't even call Pentecost.
Eva
Church of Pentecost.
A minute rest. Abembe boom. Some assistant never baby.
Yeah.
Omusuya on bebaho.
Because
catch you almost omusuya
Presby say first now or you know me no uncle ready did but she say o man say
me say Catholic cra fathers in the wallet.
Jaisa
Kofi, keep this record. I am not dying now. I have not finished what I'm supposed to do. And I'm taking care of myself against those who want to kill me.
I want to hear the record.
Fathers.
Roman fathers.
Pope Francis Benedict have reconsidered that soon fathers will still be given the right to practice the sacrament still as married men.
Oh.
Even in some areas, they are doing it now in some areas in the world. Married people are fathers now in Catholic.
Oh, to be a Roman father, no,
go and check the record. When I finish, go and do research. I've forgotten the country. There are countries that they have no fathers. People are not coming. They are not celibates anymore. So they've allowed those who are very proper, taking care of their families, to still to deliver the sacrament, and it is not a sin. There is no portion of scripture that says that for you to serve God well, don't marry. Rather, it gives you the right to marry so you can serve. So those who are not married are not serving God properly.
Father, see be ye tree be saying we be
Father be to say sorry na bra na shall start to sorry. I say Nyankopon God you say I to say na so for sorry ne ye no. Bible ne him na to sign wo.
Maybe Pentecost one.
Excommunicating the people for sleeping with their father's wife was in the Levitical time. Not in the dispensation of the grace, where the adulterous woman came to Christ, and they say the first person who have never committed a sin before cast the first stone. And the man who had sex with the woman ran away first because honor again.
If you had done so, and people say, Counselor, or say, you people, let Counselor leave his wife before you leave yours.
My wife has not misbehaved. She's been a wife, so she will stay.
If she misbehaves?
She has to go before we commit murder. So death do us part, I won't kill her.
And she said, because o manem kono, and a day sa murder.
Obi, Kofi, me won, Yankupon was we. Me can't, me casa bomb timungo. Yawa ma, Bema catcher was a wo. Won't call. Dear mayor are packing your mark on Mayor Marco. Me catch it. Oban Kobi, Bema catch your body stays at the mayor Mawakon. Coffee, a ban is saying, I will follow you, Kunechi Makanda. Who follow Kunechi now go confess we are Jimmy for. Now, sorry, I said the church doesn't have rights.
Confession.
There's nothing called full disclosure. FULL disclosure. There be a FOOL disclosure. Full Jimmy disclosure. Why do you cheat on your husband and tell your husband? So that he forgives you to connect the marriage. I saw something recent. Was it one of the counselors was saying that it's better? No. She doesn't know what she's saying. Tell her she doesn't know what she's saying. Confession for what? We confess to God, not to man. So I saw not Nancy, I can't suffer who or their channel. Mammy be, ni kruka saw their channel. Bearman and Quasso, or no soon Quasso, was more sorry. Your point sorry will be on chia, no chia now, confirm my bra. Adwa. Man be many, and I see you, say, I may be many. The trauma you are going through for your confession. The trauma. You know how many women have disclosed their sexual or say, oh, Kofi dear, Kofi Aduma. I tell you so I'm sorry. Me ban crime. Kofi Aduma saw me in Sanka, me nyo biao, me say, Bibi tin yan wali o. Nyame money power wali de ye bio, nan so. Me say be me bia family da pa mira. E Kofi Aduma pe. Me man say yo, nipa ba ko pe. Ono boa me. Na de bia me tu chama Kofi Aduma. Wa boa me pa. Oba what catching ukunu fufuro Jimmy same way in the name of law, full disclosure. We pen mayeda. Abortion po de baako. O share me yin se na me nyi me ne fianka menyi waka. 10 years down the line, your husband, that foolish man, is using this statement against you. There's nothing called full disclosure in marriage. Marriage is about the future, not the past. You only disclose your past when you are B1, B2, because it's a living thing. Something I say, because it's a living thing. But once it is not a living thing, Mario, ya yin saying one wo ya ko ya nim de ohene na ye di san komo you kunu bisa say na I mean no and na ye tiwe kura obi etimi fa na iri phone ekom oba bi awade a password in that phone so bia ye jimi for
wa ware na password in that phone so
na me phone ring ya me iri fa me call I dey me frɛ Kofi Adoma.
The two shall be one.
Or say
the two shall be one.
The word is what?
Shall be one.
A process. We are not. The word shall is not. Shall is a process.
No, the process was the marriage. Now they are married.
No. Now, Kabaka said the two are one. I now pronounce you as husband and wife. You are still an individual. The law says freedom of expression and rights under Section 18 is still practiced by you. The law says that there's something we call marital secret. It binds the two of you. So when I divorce you, all right, after divorce, whatever transpired between the two of us was a marital secret. The law has the right to ban you not to use anything or say anything that was a spousal secret. Minimum bomb near real light and the two are a spousal secret. Don't mean coca. We are individuals in marriage. Metie, yapon, na me fear baby ama. Me di betin fear no. So why we one? Me mo be that I said the two shall become one. Etina nipa ya dia, no di nisika e boa bema. Oh no, e wa ifa. The two shall yenye wanda. Ye do ho. Eti me phone ye will be a friend PIN. Uni PIN. The full meaning.
PIN.
Uni ma de go there. Personal identification then
number.
Personal. And your people's identification number. na ya check password me abrantie bi ni ma me frɛ na onim sɛ na ni ɔne ne yire enko yie ni ma me mpa ne yire asɛm enje frɛ na hello kwaku bako de won te say na be ma ne te won kyan na o wachiri na won so de wa wale ade bia number 10 ya ma sa de ni jai oh na bedi pellet te amema me nkasa bedi pellet ni ma me ne frɛ ne yire na bedi pellet those days ehena ne yire ne person ne ma me kasa be ma ni model of communication Kofi me no ti we say me frɛ obi na ne nipa na kasa wo me phone so the protocol of communication is that I have to establish the communication before I give the phone to you and inform the person Kofi adoma person ne kasa enye Kofi mo because ye fa phone na ye nim se na agi e wonti oba ne frɛ ne ma me na ne ma me hu ne ba ne phone no oje so a na abedi pele na mo so go chese na wa twi nufu agu jese mu ode te ho oba ne jira so
papa na akwafa phone no
the mother was chatting with the son. There's a way me know we fa call him senaka konye Kofi anoma because adoma why I just say no you wanyama ye kan first year and says yeah sh00ts you have what we say so the protocol is that you don't pick somebody's call when the reason why they did something called missed call is that once I come and I see I miss your name I call back. Why do you call me and say oh hello Councillor Bacho Ojare o you obefro kwasia se mafrao mafrao na e landline se me fie landline did say see na me yire fa now oni udi nkoma the landline is managed by the wife not by the husband by nyam ba phone and now yire power me obi be tena wo show we so me kan nipa no se oba wo ni hwia de beta de wo fa password to for me say nipa no to me hwia na nim sanam say we these people are the people I want to sacrifice them if I have the opportunity in the realms of the spirit so that we use them for cleansing. What is show no so na me hwe eya o show no me hwa wo enye nipa na ba na me show na KOFI TV ni me product what ma say etina me hwe no o tu fufu say oni oba nam na oba nde bi oni ni phone ta KOFI me no ti asesi a na ye hwe TV na me nya phone call ni unya phone me nya phone call na ye hwe TV a does she has the right to mute the volume of the TV? She should do that. Is it the right thing to do KOFI?
Say wanya call
me me hwe TV wanya call o fa remote no me too ana na me volume down no on pick call
o betimi apie just to
and you betimi apie
so far
she cannot stop us from watching TV, not even me.
Okay.
The protocol is that you walk away not to disturb the people who are sitting. But when you walk away, no, never send you net and when you call wepie. Obeme bia, ufro bia de ne kasa, odi phone to Bluetooth. I won't country any part of kasa o Bluetooth bia. Who is Jimmy for? You are a stupid man. A woman that picks your call in Bluetooth and then you are driving, I'm talking to you. And then all of a sudden your wife comes to say, hey, Councillor Mechiawo, who is Jimmy for? You are stupid.
The loudspeaker and I said,
Bluetooth in the car.
Okay. Car, okay.
Including loudspeaker.
Okay, yeah.
Someone say, how do you do that? Me car Bluetooth home. Me kwame driver me pick call. Me ne me yire nama. Yam pick Bluetooth call for anything. Obi obemi ni say me friend na say, oh, me chia yire o. Me catch you straight say, I am not an informant. You have a number. Call her and greet her. Uncrofa means me can when chair one pay me so for penny. So I hope you're fine. I say fine, son. I'm fine, daddy. How is your wife? She's fine. Extend my greetings to her way from father to your wife. I see your wife. Eja. Now say me ira down for friend business na oyire wo ho. Ana obi to me frɛ wo yire. E kan say my frɛ KOFI sa me sanka no. Wo catch we obeko. How do you call my wife? Because the two shall be one son of so for na catch them. Are you serious? I say, yeah, train pram my beloved. I was sorry them. My beloved, Messi KOFI. Obi I see your baby pe. I will say, then we have to go and see my pastor first, no. So by the men in train pram, they mammy the back out KOFI akono or dadam or your truthful. A bunny saying, and obi I want the back. Now obi send a panel or ko catch yourself for first. Ye busu for ye chia before so Pedro. Asante for ye bibru fonti ye mpewo. And can for ya kwadefo mpedidie ne enwom to ye hia wo. Enfante for ye nsam kwa ye chiwo wo ho. Ko fu do be business eti yempe won eti ya catch na odi yempe wabusuanu na sofo jimifuo edi abaye denim de bane papa nim da. My name is Reverend Kobe. I am the pastor of your daughter and I am here to bring you a good news. All of us, we wish that our daughters will get married, and your daughter has been a good asset to the church. So this afternoon, I'm here to tell you about a young man who is in the church. He's a prayerful person. He led the church from when we are in Alajo, before we bought our land in Sotium. He was the best man of my time. When I leave Ghana to Abrochi, he does the church everything. And I am here to tell you that your daughter is in a good hands. Now, Papa Nebisa, oh, thank you, man of God. Nah, so for Abranti no ofi kurobenso. Oh, man of God, when the Lord saves you, He saves you and your whole family. We are all one family right now where we are. Have you answered my question? No. Abranti no ofi kurobenso. Because my daughter told you that I say you shouldn't bring an ewe. Don't bring a particular tribe. And you are coming to break the rule of the father. You are a disgrace as a pastor. To follow somebody's daughter to go and negotiate that the tribe they don't want, they should marry from the tribe. And the me papa say me man wari krani. So for say o yen krani die na so obon paye. Me agbeni. Me a Christoni. Bibia me ye nyina before na ye. Me bu so for Islam and kasa be no meka. I get in a picture here. Pastors, look. Pastors, can you focus on salvation and leave marriage for us?
But counselor, tribal marriage, and you worry her.
It doesn't bring any peace. It's the best thing. Bible chile baby says go worry. Abraham paid that money back. Is it Isaac? Yes. He asked the servant to swear by putting a hand under the thigh that you will not take a wife for me, for my son, from this place. Tribal marriage has not brought us any peace. Because we don't understand tribal marriage. Kofi, uti we so ya igbeni. Now we are Santinia. Eduane be na mudi wo mfio. Aple ana fufuo. We are igbeni. Now we are Santini. Eduane be na edi wo mfio. Aple ana fufuo. What should be the common meal in the house? So we put your four ban on besra ono yiri wo fio. What meal should they cook for your family? Asantifo ne ba de ne mama wundi. I know what I'm talking about. Okay. We are igbeni na wade asantinia. We fear aduane ya asantifo aduane ana igbefo aduane. E asantifo aduane. Enti say wo yiri enim say ne kan plan awale na guana. You learn your wise food. Say o maami mo besra e wo fie ho a. Igbefo besra ya o besua fufuo di e fi say amegire di onim no ayeden fufuo. Ba enne ye be shew obi tumi ko fa ne maame betre ne fie so on kire ne yire se ne no mu krom aduane. Na me so bi tu kwan ko mu krom na yiaba. Should I demand my hometown food or I should eat your hometown food? We've not understood the tribalism and this. Marriage is not democracy, it's theocracy. Follow the order. Eti nyamba na yen kire nkrofo yi na ma nkrofo ti awade ase enko yi. Se wo ba complaining about marriage. O kwa wade now papa say me chikrofo men wade won. Now so for kokaso e Kristo nipa. Kai say ube wu was akwa ni nsem because immediately a woman sees that your family is disconnected from you, they kill you. That is why I say the family of this girl. Thank God they've written a letter to restrain us. But their restraining order is accepted. But the truth is that they are part of the reason why their daughter died. I'm telling you, it's hurting. If they could have stood the grounds and prevented and used the laws to prevent this guy from getting closer to their daughter, this could have not happened. We could have still had her alive. I hear the sister saying, "Say, they may see the like a see. I'm going to go police station back and they say, are you sure what we're talking about? When people are arrested, will they still do this? I mean, we shouldn't hold brief for things. It's painful and hurting. But we are saying it because there are people who could have died like that. Yeah. Obi kana semwa Ghana. They are not of one day, you know. And we fear what they are not saying. And then, Nyaji. My panic chose me more can. My panic chose me more can. Me am panic chose. Unu de dia. Oni sofo no won and ankwala ni nim de si ye beto de be ya sofo no pekasa o de ne yide dada ni preach wa sorry dem e kan kwase asem e fa na yede dada no Kofi Sebio e twa wadi da men ka se ntia da e no me ya mene a wodi na bon a wodi ye sisi a wonim se na aye na yede to wo room yedin don't speak behind a woman you have lived or had sex with before. If you talk against the birth canal, you will die. Death na ye can enye de wani guso awu. Things don't work for you in life. Women are blessing for us, but they're the biggest curse that God brought to our lives. O baby a wo hwe me. Wo ti awade bone ho. Men kote e wa sorry echi. Wa sorry mi hwe be ma. Salvation. Or see, fight your salvation with what?
Fear and trembling.
It's your salvation, not our salvation. Or see, a man's enemy is bad from his own what? Household. Or him, so for now, I want to Manchester or heaven. Obi and here, Nyama ye crash, they say, have been a crack or crack, go number 2 or 4 more. Shabra, show. So for bisan yere say me fa sorry scam man go to aduan India na. A wunye djuma bia. Oba ma bia won sho ba. O bresa, u saman bre. O kutwa, onim se wantena yie ni oba na wu ko asama do ade esi ne se ye ntumi enyusu yie wa asama do yie o. Ye punish o. Emi ya sabayo yi afim. A ya nye de esi ye. Na wo a wutie me ne. Bema wusu tie me awakoto eturo se wo kwakoku oba bi tie de meka no o mpa oba bi a mane nye den mane nko me so mpa na mane nye den mane nko Kofi mane nko na eme mobo last time video bi pie se oba bi afa ni kunu achi ama akem unza video bema bi a wo do yiri ayase ko gi eduro se obi fa no nkam bi a no ye jimifo onni nyansa nyambe tua woka se ebusuan pa eni bi a ugu mo ba na ni masia e some do fa baby. I'm telling you, if you do that to my daughter, I'll forgive you. I'm telling you, cheating is part of marriage. O ushia me baba no me ushia na won wale udi no me share me ya na ase du ankanaka wo bet marry na onya no wale efihi where is it coming from? Where is it coming from that you marry a woman and you go and do some occultic things on her vagina that if anybody else sleeps with her it should get stuck and they should be disgraced? Will you marry her again? If you don't like the thing, you don't destroy it. What do you gain from this disgrace? Does it make you powerful? And do we expect another woman to come and sit with you? I mean,
it makes them faithful.
Who?
The women.
Oh, nonsense.
No, that is the thinking.
Oh, the women should begin to take their husband's penis to a shrine, so that it will make the men faithful.
Yes, remember dear, no, yeah, no problem. Remember dear, no problem.
Now, we didn't. Now one edino, oba na edino.
Debi o se mema edi bebre.
Wan kan e?
Oh, sa na ya omoka.
Wan mu na kan e?
Ah, sa na matete.
Masa. Get na the video be pie na mistake yan sa kan bi na nkrofo yi aka. Obi o ya ga misi, obi o ya ga bi ma bopa ye tia no bebre. Friends and Nicholas. Get na the video be pie no.
Yeah.
One thing your kind.
Yeah.
O see one ba ma bra bo man ka me nim da se me ne be ma na ti. Ah. Listen, ya. Mbaby I am bema wa wade ase. Ono o hwe ne ho, ono o hwe fie. Ekuru ni fie ho. Nti o hia mpena bi na mpena ne kire ne so ye bema. Enye mpema gro bi o. Enye mpema gro. There are women that they find boyfriends not because of sexual intercourse, but the man makes them feel the reality of who they are. Wo ye fi, uti wa ye tan kosesan. Wata de ifata wo. Ne ne perfume wa share sure share no. This is all the compliment they want from you. And why when him second and some girl we crack of share bema than the chair. Ne nim tan ne ho bi e enye feme kai. And mama be fearful and ugly, but no smarts by who say maybe just fearful and ugly. They are burdens to women. Who baby now who you say yeah or be I just or to them with your baby that a dime back.
That video no my men commented so may a more interview. The video is 5 years old.
I heard all the story, and the video was not meant for us to the public.
Yeah.
The girl has the right to send the video to Collins.
And even the video didn't get to Collins. Nico. It didn't go to
Nicholas.
It didn't get to him.
But the video was not for us.
Yes.
Obi twa ne sebi obi twa ne ho e de command yire anani kunu na eba public na e kan bia video na nya dia a mistake na ba e na se afi odo call ni mame ho a oye Instagram so no nim dia ni mame ba ka say onkonko ya hya wo no nji kase emra so onim so be kan na ka ontwa oye live na ni mame be ka say na so you star $250 there go then pe papa ni bi de mo sika kase ni ja coins na mame wan shoot that video no oye Instagram live so onim so be kan we ananya sa in a bad thing, and that was the best advice from my mother. And I salute her if you're those mother for watching. What I'm trying to bring to ourselves is KOFI, women are blessing for us, and any man who doesn't treat a woman very well.
What you see, for men there it's okay to cheat, but women there no, it's selfishness.
Everybody has the right to cheat. Cheating is the right reserved of the married, both the married men and the married women. When a married woman decides that in place of murder, I'll commit abomination, go ahead and flow. Nobody can stop any from cheating. The church cannot stop you from cheating. Your family cannot stop you from cheating. Obi can stop you from cheating. It's a personal decision.
Obi Suwaha, your friend Nasir. Ose KOFI, we the Evers are suffering pa. I have been rejected, disgraced by lady's family. Her preventing her from marrying me. I love her so much. No, no money.
But unfortunately for you, the family says no. They don't want you to marry their daughter. Can you leave and go and look for something else? Young man, can you leave and look for something else? There's a reason why they say you shouldn't marry. So let it be. Don't pray. This is why you don't need prayer. A friend of mine was going to marry, and the family said, because of our diet, we don't want you to marry anybody from the other family. See, I don't need to talk of you. Obani se omedbi ani ohunwa onwa na tinsu yene na kotro mu kuro wa ko sua 1 week aba still tinsu ama mentem ho ase aba wade na se enti be ma ne busuafo obani de be ma ne ye onwa no aduane wo kitchen na dade na wo kai sa 7 days wo kokobebe no abrante no ware again if New Town na ware ne kotena kokobebe fie na those days no far back in 97 na fie mienu sampe na wo toilet wo New Town again ne papa e wo bi and the branch and worry no better than Kokomi TTC chiho. But fear no rent here, near treating toilet na ye chinny be. And a branch and I say, get this through at if in Nagin or control so bet to Montana Bisoda, maybe I'm fee one and flashing toilet no fee. Or what again, they be no part, again be trying to talk, no in a fee, Kokomi media, Ben New Town, no abandon no. Sa no way that one day begin him a fee and Omo bar ne san kan biu na abranti ani ba eti oba no be choke o gate na no chance again ni need so ni nyina wi asara holiday him bra na abro wa bre as a last be pie oh morning go fina mo to say hu yo ademu ba da mpacho me ne ba say oba ni hu yi it was getting embarrassing e do dey ba okachi oba de so be boare no onu so ani wo kiti mi bi da mma na wo fia nyina ni wo menti de odi be ne se oba gina ne nima so ne nsa se na be on to be modo nu kunu compound house enti oba ne ekone na emma ne ho wo se compound house 2 for women 2 for men no ne na akogina ne mu ye wo hawo no kura oba ne nsem na oba ne ne so beto ena nkofo ne wo compound house no no do be nie e mo so de mo ya de no ba bi ade na wo ko ye nyina ntimi ba ho na de ma ne ntina so de na be ba ntia fi de oni ni wurem no alock they all enter into the toilet and hold the woman's hand so she can ease herself obi epie ya na de mumie no ko ne wo fa ko kebia bia wale true story wo ko blebe. The whole house now gave them a name. But your name here, Connie, besides about Niana. When people want to use the toilet, they come and ask them. Hello, Brago. But your Naki, a court if you just say, wife are bending that. And I go, my landlord, Mr. say, oh, see, flashy toilet in my landlord needs cannot see no space. So the guy had to move. Go and rent a new place. On your budget, you go have the next 5 years. This kind of doors. Landlord needs to from and like. What I'm trying to point is that we yoke together. How do you leave a flashing toilet and marry a guy with a KVIP toilet? Ultimately, knew them and worry will be ono abonten ayesalai awade no mondwi hu yi de enkrofo betena ha kan dodo na nyansanim na se so mo kan na me so metre na se review ye bi ache ba e ha me menkas momo mbra no mo kan kwasasem no me hu ni kwasasem ba efutu boni bema hu so ne ware no enu ne di ntokwa ne ba so ba hwe bema na to de bia obre ba investment e won bema enkanka emma na ye adwuma kesia asofo ne nya hwe no dodo na their major investment is in the church of their pastors of their husbands and the men don't recognize it because they think they are investing into the church and not me. I'm telling you, I know a woman who every week must make sure that a nice dress, which right now is about 1,620 Ghana cedis every week, or the sheni kuna so go jina puppets. Now a week do no am pamata de na mani kuna e ntokwa. But be mani to kwanda wato scarf man so mbo se duku da na. Ye hwe ni ye. Who baba no complaining about the nikunu ya. Separation is allowed within the laws of marriage, the civil marriage. Separate no man ho. Munje no mo na transe. Mun bo ne ho ban. Ebusuafo transe wade na nye ya monye den mungu no. Enkwala wo ma mra no ehwe enkwala no. Be man ntimi ka se na bebre ka se na o se mi ja na me kwa. Obe ji enkwala no me ho. On hwe enkwala ni bio. Mra wo kuro no. Frame me obe hwe enkwala no ma ne ra ho.
Number ben.
Chiro na ma we. E ba akura de mi wi bi. So nim sa una e usuro okoko nye ngo kuya na papa wu ngo ba fa
yeah the first time what you
you know you ka se pa Ghana so wa me na maji
oh okay
so ya ma ya akwa ko ba wu na so ji an so o da ne sofo sie na ni abeku so tan mo da ne sofo wa mu corona no
sie na de na ma hu
o be ku so na ne sofo corona ni nti no mu so mbewu I have a counsel for them.
Oh, okay.
I think we say, hey, we didn't cast 2 minutes we preach you. We the bomb na fra be kuna ni nkomo. And the Bible says, the Bible can see yen kra here Bible school. E bi na see na say so say very evangelist there.
Oh, yeah live worship. Ni so nya there. See then.
Is that very seen and empo. Evangelist nimo. Ah, na go ba fra grofo corona yi.
Evangelist ni mo ya chao. Why? Also say ba na say obi mfra na maybe say number
0277. E na mala yen sign.
Okay.
E mobile money so. Matra ha ka say. Mary ginger yi. Be say manum ye fresh. E no atimi ya obi we suru so baby. Obi ampa bi. Se fa we last time no. E boa no ba chire mu no. Na no ho chire no. O ya brante mu no e ha ne pa. Mark impodium mfa hye musu no say Mark upia no agoro no afa ye was set kafra say musu na say na akrofo ba aram obi gate no hu ginger na ti da hye musu 0277 anye tim wode 609 644 anye bibia na wo ade ma KOFI. This is my last advice to people who are watching me, that in life when you're sitting down you can't lift people up. You can only lift people up when you're standing. Bible says there were 10 virgins that were selected to go and meet a bridegroom. 5 were foolish, 5 were wise. Those who were wise were those who had extra oil. Those who were foolish didn't have extra oil. And they asked those who were wise, can you give us some of your oil? And under no circumstance, because they were together as 10 virgins, Christianity says that when you have gift to your brother, they could have given them. But they said the oil we have will not be enough for us and you. So we'll show you where they sell some to go and buy. There are times that when you have something that is your extra to keep you going, don't give it out. Don't give it out, KOFI. It's not Christianity. It's not wickedness. We are dying because we are giving our extra, so we all don't arrive. The distance from where they are, the oil will be sufficient to take you to the gate and enter. But when I give mine to you and we share it, both of us will not get to the gate and they will close the gate as us.
That is one side of it. The other side is also Obano. I said they're not counting. no the kobo for there.
Oban
eso ready any.
David Oban or the boy for him and wine.
Ready.
When you give to God, you don't regret. When you give to man, you regret. Theology, 30 years. If you sow a seed to the church, your blessing comes by delays. When you sow it in the life of a man of God, it comes faster than the church. Anybody who gives to an orphanage cannot be blessed more than anybody who gives to a pastor. So be careful when you say he gave his last widow's mite. When you give your last widow's mite to a servant of God, God will bless you not because you are a fool, but because you give to a servant. So Kofi 0277 609 644. See na yema yako kesi. Na me fast da kesi ma anti kwale. Mark mame. Na waya doye kesi bia ye nyambere nkoye ye. Also koye video bi concerning obi awa triplets o said den.
Okay.
Na waseni say on behalf of our foundation, ye de no. Ye fa enkoma no 1,000 Ghana cedis. No, mame ne fa nto diaper e ma hola no. Ye ndana se.
Yeah, bisa no. My triplets too. Menim emudi e hin.
Also koye bia baby a mama no say ni kunu no expect say na yini wa ko enta enti de wa entafo
me ensa
o say na ni kunu no expect.
Okay.
So I don't know which video or share then I say me friend no be sa.
Okay.
Aso me eminu dia na say so send this camera microphone me but yen sira dia sa e wi asman kasa o spend this bebre.
There is another woman in story kwa Ashanti region ni kunu ne abusani yo munya accident mo munyina wi aka wono nko ane enkra nketwa na ohede nanima ye ne uncompleted building otima
say e boa no gender for no some ho ya mfa bi nko for mo ho
gender for ne du ba bi o mo ankasa kra afre yen se Kofi story we dey ofulu e be boa na e ha ne dey ya e che and
you know the truth.
And then there is also this update omanfo bisapa say woman na oti ministries ho na ode tent mosquito net one ne ma egum no story na kwa kwesi say in fact na difficult because sky buy na enye bebresa getting accommodation for her in Accra is very expensive enti na ayese ya diska no han dan a de he na ode be share obrase kakra enti na ma difficult kakra wi e kra no na yentimi ma ne so ntena ho tina ese pe baby ma otna for the time being I heard dan e de ama no
to da me di mo ya nso be ma no mo share mo nyinse no
be ma na wu
na be ma na busuafo we
be ma na busuafo it's
to the mo extend story ni kakra
to that side
because once pregnancy is not an airborne disease some men are working and people are taking care of their children for them.
This one was
it a rape? If it's a rape case I'll bow to it that we should support.
No, any rape
or once it's a legitimate sexual intercourse airport one year international airport now no
yeah
get tintin be the entafo gina ho esreska every morning na me money one cedi da emehin unu ni tameka sa no that energetic girl no gina ho no obi de na da oni nkola na be gina ho and pay you know what I did I took time this morning to look at the children nkola na nyepe bakwe nyinsen ba ho na my history me na no yeli time no standard board na me ko ye bi sa me force o yeli so mo nko so na ma me ko sesa onkrofo ba no ne be seriska wo kwan no. I'm not saying that's what's happening to this guy, but I don't know why untumi nton car untumi nton bibi na de nkola mi no be gina car bon sesi ade na ba enti embema na mo so enti na me say branch na car bon wo achimotan say condom oni botom a me da nyame asese we need omo njare na mo fa condom enwe if you are not ready for pregnancy I can't stop you from having sex.
But I say
0277 609 644. Mark, me da se pa.
All right, tina me mau update on that. Very soon, hopefully before weekend, be mau update where we are moving her to and how at this obeshe obrase kakra. Yeah, the eno update no ebeba. Na
wo pa se unye na ya nkase ye na kwaji do kai ama mata. Ana fe ni se.
Ama de kra 3 years eba o.
Ezi ye remembrance man o. Ye bre you.
Ayasemu.
Get bi se o chia o da so ma. O se me ba nka kofi o chia pa. No feel
you.
O se o jira no kra na e ne fe.
Ejire obi so so on pena no oti anye ye na o yese o ye be fe
na me ka che o se de nti o pena se o te se me ka se obi a na gisimu agire untumi ma o nipple on fe na mo twe ne fe na plate no so mo ye ne fe enti o se no an roto wa no an hwa no se
enti like
obi will be a wicked licker.
I was going to do Bessiana. Do be why I have one advert. Your friend Vehicle. Vehicle is the latest.
Yes.
And just try it.
No, it's a good thing.
Just
it's
try
a good thing. No, it's a good thing.
Vehicle.
No, it's a good thing. I recommend it for them. No, it's a good thing.
What it has done, and I may post two ways in a
No, it's KOFI. I'm saying Vehicle is a good thing.
Yes, serious.
No, I'm saying it's a good thing. I was just waiting for them to finish their everything with FDA and Charlie. Hey, sample na man the IOB no KOFI. Me start here, but they tell me starting no me and say nyama eduro ne ye no. Me am na wo mu that nti me careful. That was say one shall not about. But it's a good thing. I endorse it.
Just look for it.
This year orgasm conference any day.
Oh, okay.
No. I mean it's a good thing. I recommend it for everyone.
When you mobile or Burberry and answer what Ghana Hana in drugstore be out the Okwaso per vehicle. It's the strongest immune booster. In fact, that is the only way they could register it. And we are more register it for, but it does so much.
You drink it so much. See. And it's easy to drink.
Yeah.
It's easy to drink. Yeah, what do you? Who do you know? Hey, KOFI Aduma.
Oh, Vehicle there.
So now why you slim session? Charlie.
Vehicle.
No, it's solid. It's solid.
This is Vehicle.
No, it's solid.
Immune booster beer, Charlie.
Because too so big.
No.
Oshie na nka say sound.
This is how it is.
Vehicle. There be oshie na onom no dey.
Vehicle. Immune system support and
no, it's solid. We say do no. Oh, the here adi yesu. Meta frame normal one me sedam.
Vehicle 20.
It's good.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah,
yes.
Correct.
What do you actually ever can one send baby?
And easy to drink.
Yeah.
Number started the unko pa.
Very.
Me gia de na me scent no so is so friendly.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know you. I mean,
Vehicle. It's very good.
No, it's
very good.
Congratulations.
My guy, Bibi. No, I can't tell him. Chale KOFI. When him na I say they put me in logolege. It is enko. Ono me no gone too soon. Na me say what they say do it. What it does
no, I mean, it's good.
Just go and get yourself Vehicle.
Manufacturers in Nyami Shida won. Ghana you are the power.
Yeah, unfortunately.
You are the power. And this is a Ghanaian product.
Yeah, Ghanaian product. A natural herbal
Ghanaian product. Nyami Shida the buy no.
Yeah.
Na ye born ho ba. Say obi de ade ba kra ye mbo ni din. Say you born in the am hwa na according to political vindictive.
And so
who put that frame because this year no fiti next November me start your supply and this year kra me nyeti say sefa now people am dey ma 0277
there be Vehicle so fire dispatch
what started that we kra me sika koye den sefa di sika koye den ade am media time ni so November. But we have a different area.
I don't know.
02776096 for government that me fa kwanya kesi so na menda wase. Na ye ma busua no bio ya akọ kese pa. Na me nka se ye di nkomo de. No bi ate a wade boni hu bia no. Me nka se ye sofo ntu be se umpese obegu nanim ase. Bra na enye de ese ye. Maami a oba e ka cho sa wade ni nko yie. Papa oba se nko yie busua mo bonk me sedam ye mpe yie. Asofo mpanyimfo nso asofo ye report mo asofo kuma ema mo. Me sedam. Enye mesrem so fun panyifo e dey asem betu me na muntumi nka mon fambra na bibia e dey beto na enye dey Bible no say you know the truth na be nim nokore no na nokore no be ma oden famudi me ma sorry enchichiro enwu enkwase ewu na owuo ye ya enkanka ye bre ya ye nyanje ye hu na ye ndi daw na ye ntimi hwe ye mban yi me mo bi ndada aware dodo onye one day KOFI akase be discuss aware dodo onye bone enye bone so da aware giant so onye bone obi ma communion ja na sorry bra me ma communion why
yeah they see I was KOFI I slim say shatawale me dey ne dey wo hwe me pictures ni na say them tear since we were na post 10 years ago
na say shataso sa
say dey tear
shataso sa
no bono dey ne nya ya
na no na ekese keke na eko na atwe ni bibia nya ekese da and exercise no yen today bi oteta sa musician bi otapa wo kuromi ya shatawale
ya pon
ya man award ni bi mpo
TV way smart 8K Netflix YouTube and I feel say go yi and you send boss be go yi Kafam young konko promo it's my price no aye easy oh machine way energy saving keeping me no fresh side by side fridge ni freezer so ni na we man to Kafam young konko promo no we told TV no at easy price and you do so check wow Kafam young konko promo ti abusafo ni fie kura betwa manum 6 burner gas oven ni bo fufu chicken inside me tell any assign chairman rice cooker Kafam atiti home appliances ne so na chede ne de bebre menyamu blender menyamu kettle masenyamu microwave oven Kafam yankoko promo no ayese wakoto anwamo nya cho banku ni na aka ho chochofocho aduane ye de kohwegu ajimada sebe say de dia
The night you've been
Ghana Music Awards, USA.
Ghana Music Awards. Hello there, it's here. The Ghana Music Awards USA.
The night you've been waiting for.
Ghana Music Awards, USA.
The night of glitz and glamour. The night that has never happened in the Ghanaian entertainment and music industry. That night where Ghana meets America on one TV screen. The night full of excitement. Ghana Music Awards USA 2020.
The Ghana Music Awards USA.
The Ghana Music Awards USA.
Ghana Music Awards.
Now the question is, who will make history at the grand finale? Who wins the Ultimate Artist of the Year, both in Ghana and America? Ghana Music Awards USA, celebrating our culture, music, and our stars. This event is brought to you by Don's Music Production, Gem Media, High Life Media, and 2G's Entertainment, powered by Creative House and KOFI TV. This October shall be big.
Follow us on
Michael, we support the new system. Yeah, Mama Michael.
Pacho, what Tony near?
Let's not go be able to go to the
me kwa support my business for your immune system hey asa Michael t-shirt mato t-shirt me kwa ba fan kan no ni t-shirt go mama
boss champion Mr. Only one.
Okay.
Michael is supporting a new system.
And your well-being.
Wow, this boy is great. Nasha one sway. Ahoke kasrum kubia. Ye made diagro. Brain syrup. Any anujie no. Brain syrup. E won yan in robi to say. Omega-3 fatty acids. Vitamins ahodoɔ pii. Any glutamic acid da. E boma mofra adwene mu dom. Na sa ma wa pomuden. Brain syrup. Ubenya bi wo drugstore e ben wo mu. Nedudromu die, Frejucard Pharmacy, one cry, Okaishi Drug Lane, 0244 560 296.
Brain syrup, mamofra adwini mapo muden, SCP, SCTA.
FDA, Ashesha, a Jedian Kratway mu, Ajiatumu say,
Boring times, not anymore. A Power Pack African exclusive entertainment served at your doorstep only on Top Hub. Just log on to your browser and type tophubonline.com. Sign up and enjoy, or get the app from the App Store or the Google Play Store and be ready for an African experience like never before. Top Hub, the new definition of home entertainment.
Hello, welcome to Yonak Digital. Here, we deal in security locks, smart locks, intelligent locks, which are ideal for corporate institutions, for banks, real estate, forex bureau, and many more.
Here at Yonak, we have a variety of locks. This is our facial recognition lock, barometric lock. This is our little barometric lock. It's ideal for front aluminum glass doors.
You can locate Yonak Digital at Wager, SCC Junction off the DVLA road.
Call us on 0553-892370 or WhatsApp us on 0507-242299.
Yonak Digital, security in style.
My name is Charity, and you're watching KOFI TV. Hi, my name is Charity.